Are you ready to eliminate your credit card processing fees? Visit www.pairpayments.com and use code JAKE for a $250 Visa gift card when you join today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Under Pressure podcast. So glad you could make it, where we're going to talk about all things business and under pressure. I wanted to do this one. As you can see, there's no one with me here today. And I wanted to do this one solo. And I think I'm going to do this occasionally. We're going to be very topical. And I know that most of the time, these podcasts will have specifically do a topic with someone or lead into one. But there are some other things that when it comes to business and pressures of business, whatever that business is, if you're window cleaner, pressure washer, carpet cleaner, if you're cleaning homes and commercial buildings or whatever it looks like, fences and just plumbing, it doesn't matter what you're doing in your business. If you're servicing people and all things business, honestly, there are several other things in our life that really are more personal. So, if we're not taking care of ourselves and doing things for ourselves outside of work or during work or for work, then we're really hurting our businesses, or we're hurting our performance at work. If you're a technician or whatever that looks like. So we have to, no matter what we're doing, for example, me, you guys know, I'm fairly new to this position that I'm in, and new to the podcast. But one of the things that I've got to do is I continue to take care of myself. I used to be out running around constantly around people all day long in a lot of different ways. For those of you that know, I was in law enforcement for a long time. And so this role has me inside an office quite a bit. And so I'm moving less and doing less than I was before. So I've got to correct that. I've got to make changes and adjust so that I'm taking care of myself, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. And I think occasionally these are going to be shows that I'm going to do. And a lot of times it'll be just me. And sometimes I may bring in an expert on a particular subject matter that's more personal to yourself and like what we should be doing. So that being said, I had a great discussion with a group not too long ago, this last earlier in the month, and we discussed morning routines. So unfortunately it's just a part of everyone's life, whether you admit it or not. You've got some kind of morning routine. It looks like something, and that could be something looking like something that's leaning towards more healthy, and it could be something that's maybe not. So I want to discuss and talk a little bit about maybe the healthier side of a morning routine that would help you in your life, in your everyday functioning, in your business, your job, with the way you feel, the way you look, the way you present yourself, something a little more healthier perhaps. And some of you may be doing all of these things, and that's great, but this will be a great reminder. So I do have a pretty specific morning routine. Does it happen every single day, all the time, on schedule, without fail? No. 95% of the time, yes. Like during the week, it's very specific. Weekends, I let myself relax a little bit. As part of, and I have a different routine for those weekend days. But during the week, unless I'm sick or something has happened, my routine is pretty specific. Um, so let's jump into this routine, healthy routine. What are the concepts? So I want you guys to start thinking about some of the, as we're going through this, some of the things you do. Now, really, the funny thing when I say morning routine, this really starts the night before. So a good morning routine is going to start before the morning. It's going to start before you go to sleep. So that evening, there are several things that you can do. Think about dishes or things that need to be picked up that are immediately in your way or could frustrate you that morning or hinder you in some way. So it's got to be done. You're going to have to get it out of the way. So maybe you consider knocking that out right before bed. So you've prepared dinner, dishes go in the sink. Don't let them sit. Take 5 minutes, knock them out. That's one less thing that's going to be cluttered in your life that morning when you go in to get your water or make a shake or whatever it is you're going to do the next morning. That's one less thing that you have to be concerned with. So that might be something you think about. Something else. I do this. And I'll get to some of the other routines that I have and I think are healthy um, in a bit, but I get up and work out every morning. And one of the things I try to do the night before is I'll actually set my workout clothes in the bathroom where I'm going to brush my teeth and do the things I need to do to get ready and run out the door and go to the gym. So that's something I do. I set my clothes out. So since I work out in the morning, it's workout clothes. Maybe you're those people that are really weird and they work out after work. It's strange for me because at the end of the day, I don't necessarily feel like working out. I'm a morning person. I want to get up early, but that's me. So don't say you have to do that in the morning. But whatever it is you're going to be doing when you get up, if it's you're going straight to work, get your work clothes ready. Have them sitting there ready to go because it's one less thing that you have to think about first thing in the morning when you're still kind of foggy and you're still kind of sleepy and drowsy, right? So set those clothes out. Whatever clothes or is appropriate for you. That could be helpful. Don't make excuses ahead of time. It's another one. Okay, so it starts the night before. All right, so all this is still under the same category. The healthy morning routine start it the night before, and do that by not making excuses ahead of time. So if I'm getting ready for bed and I'm like, oh, I got this tomorrow or this or that, or I don't think I'm really gonna feel like it. I'm probably gonna be tired. So guess what? I'm already setting myself up in my mind, and I might be even saying it out loud to a spouse or a friend or whatever, making excuses ahead of time. So if you're already making excuses the night before, then I'm sorry, you probably ain't getting up, right? Good chance you're probably not getting up. You're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing. So don't set yourself up for failure like that. The other part is go to bed on a schedule. Okay. And I know, like, okay, guys, I don't have kids. Don't have children, not having kids. My wife and I made that decision. Now I know you people with kids, like, are you crazy? I try to schedule, running around, chasing kids, all these things. I can only imagine that is chaotic. So no judgment here when it comes to stuff like that. But here's the thing is like children, they want a schedule too. They really do. And it may be a little bit of a battle, but if you start that early, if you have that option to begin that healthy schedule early, then it's less of a battle as you go along. But if you go to bed on a schedule, for me, I'm telling you right now, if I'm not in bed by 9 p.m., laying down and my head on the pillow, I'm not happy. I'm wondering why I'm not. And that's during the week. I give myself a little leeway on the weekends. But I have to be in bed because I know 4:15 in the morning, I'm waking up and I'm getting ready to go to the gym. So I've got to have time to get enough rest. And that's setting yourself up for success. If you're planning ahead the night before, how much rest do I need? What time am I going to have to get up? And if your schedule changes, adjust that as needed so that you're getting the rest that you need if possible, right? So those are a few things. Start with the night before. And those are just some suggestions. There's lots of other things you can do that you can prep, meal prep, all kinds of things like that. All right, number 2, don't hit snooze, right? Don't start the day off with procrastination. Don't do it. Like that's not something that's going to be good. If you're starting the day already procrastinating what needs to get done, then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And I know, I can hear it. I know lots of people who hit it and they're like, no, I get 10 more minutes of rest. I plan it that way. Why do you plan it that way? Don't plan it that way. Just plan to sleep that extra 10 minutes and get up when your alarm goes off. It's that simple. Just get up when your alarm goes off. Because here's the thing is a lot of people don't realize that when you do that, your body wakes up because of the alarm, and then you lay back down. And if you manage to fall back to sleep in that time, which is the whole reason you're laying your head back down because you want more sleep. When you fall back asleep, you're resetting your clock. Okay. Your mind is now beginning to think that it's going to go back to sleep for at least 75 minutes. So don't do that. Don't set yourself up because it's going to wake up again in 9-10 minutes, whatever your snooze is set for. It's just going to wake up again. So don't do that. Get up early. And I know you guys have probably heard plenty of podcasts. Think of it this way. There's lots of podcasts out there. What are the 7, habits of billionaires and all these things? And you'll hear them on there. Get up early, get the day started before everyone else, get ahead of everyone else, all these things. Now, how early you get up is up to you, but it needs to be on that routine and you need to be getting things done. So you need to have time and not be rushed. The more you rush, no matter if people are like, well, I work better at being rushed. I don't know. Okay. I don't know that that's healthy, but okay. If you're going to be rushed, just give yourself time. So if you're not hitting the snooze, then you've got stuff prepped from the night before. You turn your alarm off, you get out of bed, and then get your day moving. You're already awake. Go to bed 10 minutes early the night before, or 15 or 20 or however many times you plan on normally hitting your snooze. Actually get that sleep that's uninterrupted instead of the interrupted sleep that's going to cause you to be more tired later. Okay. So prepare and give time for getting to work on time so you're not pushing yourself at the last minute getting out of bed because you've hit snooze 12 times. It's not healthy. We want healthy habits, right? Healthy routines. All right, I'm off my snooze soapbox. Think about it. Consider it. Don't hit snooze. All right, number 3. Drink 30 ounces of water. Okay, as soon as you get up. Now, I know most of you are like, what? I don't think you drink 30 ounces of water in a freaking day. Well, if you're not drinking 30 ounces of water a day, there's bigger problems. But drink water. And if it's not 30 ounces, start with 8. Okay, you'd be surprised, guys. 8 ounces, that's like a cup. You can drink a cup of water. All right, your body is made up of a lot of water. It needs it. So if you're not putting water in your body, that's a problem. So this sits beside my bed. It's full when I go to bed at night. Nice ice cold water. sitting there. The moment I wake up, it's ready to go. So for those of you that don't know, many of you don't, I can't remember if I've mentioned it before, but I wake up with a light. Okay. It's not even noise. It's just a light that comes on and it's red. It's like a soft red light. And the moment it comes on, I'm awake. So imagine that. It's not even a noise, just a little light that comes on. That light comes on, all his eyes pop open. I turn it off. I also use a rain noise on that same machine that kind of sounds like a storm. It helps me go to sleep, stay asleep. So feet hit the floor. I reach down, I grab my water, I stand up, and I go to the bathroom, and I begin drinking water. Most of you guys, especially in business, you know for a fact, like some of you are probably great at it, but the more busy you get, the less you're going to think about drinking water. And if you're not carrying it with you constantly, have it close by and not super busy, then you're probably not going to drink any. And everybody's reaching and grasping for what? Energy drinks, coffee. But okay, I'm not telling you probably shouldn't be drinking a lot of energy drinks. I'm guilty of it from time to time, so I'm not going to tell you not to do it. But if you're popping out of bed and you're doing an energy drink or you're drinking coffee and then you're having 3 or 4 energy drinks a day just to sustain yourself, and then maybe you're having a frosty beverage or alcoholic adult beverage of your choice in the evening. Okay, now think about it. When's the water coming in? Water is very important for your body and your organs and everything for you to feel good. So you'd be amazed, even if you continued to drink these other things you're drinking, in between, force yourself to drink a bottle of water. Try to get yourself hydrated first thing in the morning and get those organs and things like happy and functional, and you'd be surprised like what it does for your body and the way you feel. So that's number 3. Try to drink 30 ounces of water. At least if you're going to start with 8 ounces. It's a cup, okay? 8 ounces, get it down. And then start trying to form that habit and that routine of drinking water during the day. All right? All right, number 4. We're going to talk about exercise, okay? I like to exercise. I like to work out. I like to go for walks. I like to do things physical with my body. So it's very important, and it doesn't have to be much time, you guys. Like everyone's like, man, I don't have time in the morning. I've got to get kids ready for school. I've got to do this. I got to do that. Your workout time might actually be in the evening. And if that's your routine, I'm not telling you to change that. However, there's something about first thing in the morning or early in the morning, just doing something simple. And it could be 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that 10 minutes, instead of hitting snooze, get up, walk into a part of the house where nobody's going to disturb you because they're not up yet, or whatever that looks like, where you're not going to make a lot of noise. Do 3 sets of 10 of air squats. Do 3 sets of 10 of push-ups. Do some crunches. Do some very simple body weight movements. 10 minutes of your time, okay? Just moving your body in the morning. Then maybe some quick stretching. Stretch your hamstrings, stretch your glutes, stretch your quads, stretch your shoulders and arms. Just anything. Go for a walk. Even if it's just going for a walk for 10 minutes. Walk around the block. Take the dog, put it on a leash, get out and walk the block, okay? You're going to feel better. It's going to get your day going right. You're going to kind of start preparing your mind so that you're not just, boom, like running out the door immediately. It gives your mind time to start processing, and you can already start to be planning your day during that time while your body is moving a little bit. Very healthy to do yoga, whatever it is. Okay? not telling you how to work out or what exactly that looks like. For me, I'm up 4:15, get in, I take my time, I brush my teeth, get myself dressed and ready. I go in, I've been drinking my water as I'm moving around. I get it refilled when I've emptied it. I get my pre-workout and get my bag. So all this stuff is ready to go. Get all that together and I'm ready. And then I hit the gym. I'm at the gym by 5 a.m. 5 a.m. working out. Most days I work out for about an hour. Other days it's even longer. I may do an hour and a half. Get home from the gym. My wife and I get home. She gets up too. And we go to the gym. And then we get home. And most of the time unless it's raining or inclement weather, as soon as we get home, the dog's ready for its walk. And it knows. She knows our dog Sky's crazy. She knows like it is time for a walk. So we throw in our lights. It's still dark outside and we go for a walk around the neighborhood with our dog, get our dog moving. It's important to take care of your body and to be healthy, and moving all day and working all day and doing all these stuff really need to. The older we get, you guys know, I got to tell you, if you're listening to this, you may be young. You're like, man, I don't even understand because I'm still young and all my stuff works. Well, the older we get, the more necessity it is for like stretching, making sure we exercise and keeping our joints, keeping that full range of motion. Very important. So get a routine of exercise. And if you're that person that does their serious workout, in the afternoon, I say serious, like longer period of time in the afternoon, in the morning, just do something very quick and simple. Like I said, like just a walk or some very quick body movement exercises with some to warm up just a touch and then stretch some. Take an extra 5-10 minutes to get that done. And I think it's going to make you feel better. All right. Number 5. Let's talk about breakfast. All right. Now, well, everybody's different. So here's the way you have to think. Think about the word breakfast and break it down. It's break fast. So for those of you that are like, I don't eat breakfast, I fast, you've been fasting all night. That's what you've been doing. And whatever breakfast is, whether it's at noon or whatever time, that's when you're breaking your fast. Okay. Now, for those of you that also say, well, I don't eat breakfast, I just have coffee, maybe a little butter in there, you're still breaking your fast. You're putting something in your body that's metabolizing. Okay. And it's absorbing fats and things like that. So you are breaking your fast in some way, shape, or form. So whatever time that is, have it prepared, right? And try to make it something maybe somewhat healthy. Most, not all, but most mornings, I'll go and we get home from our deal, we'll go for our walk, and then I go in the kitchen and we make shakes. You don't have to make a shake. You can make eggs and bacon or oatmeal or fruit and oatmeal or whatever it looks like for you. You can make steak and eggs. I don't care. But try to have that planned as well, right? Like already moment, that time. If you can have it prepped, so there's no conversation about it. There's just have to consider what to do with it in your particular schedule to help your day. It's going to make read, read. Maybe a pod. Um, 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 get your brain thinking a little bit, working. Um, I like to lift weights, and I like cardio less, but I try to do it anyway. But I do like to lift weights, and a lot of people, like when I used to teach fitness classes, I taught fitness classes for years and years, and was also a trainer at one point. So I listen to heavy metal music, or heavy music, usually used to quite a bit. And when I would teach, I'd always play that. So I guess people just assume that's what I listen to. Most of the time when I'm working out, it's a podcast, it's an audio book, something like that. So I'm thinking while I'm working out, and I'm getting some of that in my head. And then when I get home, for me, I'm a Christian. It's okay if you're not, but I'm a Christian. And so I also get home, and after the dog goes for a walk, I sit down for a moment and I take time to read my Bible and read a little bit of scripture. So I'm getting some other things that are important to me. And that's the importance of this education of some kind, something that's going to kind of provoke thought. And, it may be about your faith. It may not be, whatever it looks like for you. It could even be a fiction book that you're listening to, just something that kind of starts getting your mind going a little bit. And it's very healthy to get that going, and when it's not chaos. You know what I mean? Like get it moving when it's not the chaos of life. If you can do that at all on your drive, you're commuting, or maybe it takes you 10, 15 minutes to get across town to your job or something like that. Put in something like an audiobook, or put on a podcast or something like this. Something that's going to get you thinking and learning and growing. Okay. And number 7. So number 7 is something that I'm actually really bad at. I'm working on currently, but it's journaling. So taking the time to journal. And for me right now, I'm doing it at different times. So although it may be a morning routine at some point, I'm just trying to, honestly, I'm just trying to get it done because I'm not very good at it. There was a time in my life that I was good at writing thoughts down. Now, we're not talking about, kissed my wife or kissed my husband. We're not talking that kind of journaling. Now, it could be, I don't know, I guess, but maybe more specifically, like what are you trying to accomplish for the day? Maybe that kind of journaling. Maybe it starts with your thoughts about personal life, because that's what I'm having to do. I am having to kind of like write down some of my deeper thoughts about just life in general, because that's what I was used to doing. But eventually I need to move it into a different kind of journaling where I am planning and I'm time blocking for the day. Getting, I know I've got to get this done first thing and this done first thing. What are my big things that I have to get done? And then maybe start writing down the little things. So I know if I get the big things done, that's going to move something forward to do something great. And then I can start working on these little things. Or big ideas that you have as you're moving around. Maybe something came to you while you were listening to the podcast. Maybe it's you're listening to this podcast and you're like, hey man, I'm going to go write some of this down so I don't forget it. So I can kind of commit it on paper, and then check the ones that I'm like, yeah, I can do that, and X out the ones that I'm like, no, I don't like this. This isn't a one size fits all kind of thing here, right? Um, and I'm just going to 7. Like I could keep going. There's lots of other routines, and you may have your own, but there may be something here that I'm mentioning that you can pull into your life, that you can pull into your world or your morning routine. And maybe it's the prep the night before, and maybe be surprised these little things like, making your bed. There's lots of things that people are going to tell you should get in the routine of doing, just like I'm telling you. And there are a lot of these that are very similar. So the point of all this is really pick the ones that work for you in your life. And as you begin to do those, you'll begin to find more because you begin to feel better, and you start to realize that routine is a good thing. It's fine to break it once in a while. And like I said, there's some weekends I want to sleep a little bit longer. I want to relax a little bit more. Maybe I give my body a break a little bit and I don't go to the gym one day. So you don't want to do it so obsessively that it's unhealthy. But the routines give us this rhythm in our life. It gives us something that is a constant, and we know, like, I can rely on this. And this is like, man, my workout, I really, if I don't get it, I feel off. And there's certain things, if I don't get done, I feel off. I don't get in bed on time. I don't get up. And there are reasons maybe you have to skip those. And I talked about that, but it's worth you taking your time and finding that healthy routine that fits into your life and your schedule. And that's important too, is having that fit. And hopefully maybe 1 or 2 or 3, or maybe all 7 of these is something you can do. So pick up the ones that work. So a reminder, start with the night before. Number 2, do not hit snooze. Number 3, try to drink water first thing in the morning. 30 ounces is my goal. Start it wherever you need to start it. If it's 8 ounces, if it's 6 ounces, drink water in the morning. Preload. Okay. Exercise as quick as it needs to be. 5-10 minutes, get your body moving or more. Okay. Have a healthy breakfast. Planned is important. Know what you're going to do. So you're not stopping off at the gas station getting the gut bomb burrito like many of us do. And I've been guilty of plenty of times. Not the best choice. All right. The donuts, little Twinkie, Debbie snacks, whatever. Those are not the best breakfast. And I've been there too. So try to plan that out. Read or podcast or audiobook. Get your brain working, get it moving on your terms and not chaos's terms. And then journal. Try to write some things down, even if you just start with 1 or 2 things. What does your day look like? Can I get this on paper or put it down? But or just your thoughts. Start in a very simple way. And maybe that might have to even be the night before. You can actually do some of that journaling to plan your stuff for that next day. Any little thing that we can get a heads up in our life to make us healthier, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever that looks like for you, I think is going to give us a leg up. It's only going to help us. It's not going to hurt us. It may be annoying may not be what we're used to, but once you get into something healthy, you'll be glad that you did. Thank y'all for joining me today. Hope this has been helpful in some way, shape, or form. Hit like, hit subscribe, comment, tell me whatever it is you want to tell me on whatever platform you're listening to this on. And so you can send me a message, john@bergflow.com. You can send it there. But share it, talk about it, even if it's negative. Let me know. I just want to know your thoughts. A little bit of engagement now and then is always good, and I can take the criticism. So have a great day. Thank you for listening to Under Pressure Podcast, where we discuss all things business and under pressure. Things business and under pressure.